I am a bike mechanic at Frothy, and this is a Dolan DF4. It's been crashed up at the Velodrome in Glasgow. It's in for an insurance inspection by the customer's request, and my mic should be kicking in about now. If it isn't, then we're just going to try and repair it. Price wise, we're toying with that. So crashes at the Velodrome are pretty severe, so it's a pretty hard surface you land on. So we've got a mangled front hub here, so that's definitely needing replaced, but picture evidence will be taken of it for insurance purposes before we start stripping anything off. The front rim, if we can save the rim, we will. We'll need to take the tub off, inspect the rim from the inside there, check that it's flat as well. So I'll need to slacken all the spokes off and then put it onto a piece of sheet of glass, make sure it's nice and square. That's about as far as we go. If I suspect that the rim is at all compromised, then it's a whole new front wheel. You can buy them as a one piece. There's no need to rebuild for this style of thing. Front handlebars will be needing replaced, but we've got a massive dent in the front here. It's maybe hard to see visually, but I can't take the tape off yet. I need to, again, take pictures and video evidence for the insurance company, but massive dent up on the handlebars there. There's a little bit of mark on the back of the saddle there, so I'll be inspecting the frame. I'll be pulling the seat post out, inspecting that, checking how the alloy rails are on the saddle. Because of the type of crash that it was, I've seen the video of it, it's pretty nasty. It was a front-on impact, so up and over the handlebars. I'm worried about this, any fatigue crack inside this area here, anything that's sheared off, so I'm going to pull the headset apart. I'll check the forks themselves for the sort of an alloy tube going down here, and it's kind of bonded onto carbon legs, so checking that bonding point there, checking there's no movement in it, and also I'll put a camera and a torch down inside the frame, checking that there's no cracks. If it's going to crack, it's more likely to crack along here rather than down here. It's a bit easier to crack on these points here. So visually on the outside, we're looking, there's a very slight kind of line there I can get my fingernail in. So all those parts of the frame I'll be inspecting, video evidence, picture evidence for the customer. I'll then give the customer an estimate on the repair, and then we'll take it either through insurance or not through insurance. The back wheel wasn't affected with this one. The way the bike landed, it was saddle and handlebars that it landed up on. The back wheel seems true. I'll give it a visual inspection. I'm not going to take the tub off or check anything else with that. I'll check the axle. Crank seems square. Nothing visually wrong with there. Again, when I'm doing the frame inspection, I'll pull the bottom bracket out. It's a threaded bottom bracket in this, so pull the bottom bracket out and I can inspect with a camera and a torch up through the rest of the frame. But yeah, that's a job for this morning. Right, teardown is complete, so it's just about 2 hours we've taken there, strip everything down. On closer inspection, the rim seems good. On a flat surface, I've got a big pane of glass through the back. No bevel in it, everything seems square in it. I've checked every eyelet hole throughout. It seems good. Obviously the hub is a complete write-off for the customer. The handlebar, on inspection, isn't as bad as what we first thought. The tip that my palm of my hand is on now is bent in slightly, but there's no dent there. I think the dent has mostly just been the bar tape. The customer, we're changing these out anyway, because the tip of it's bent out and the customer wants to get a slightly more aero set regardless of the crash, so that's probably a good thing on that aspect. The frame itself, I've not found any major issues along those lines. It's a very clean frame, the Dolan, so internally I doubt I'm going to get this on camera, but it's very clean carbon. There's no random strands of carbon hanging out the frame. It's very easy to see if there's any cracks or abnormalities internally. The only thing I've found is there's a slight bit of kind of graze in here with the tyre. I think it's either from the crash or it might be from something else when the wheels just went out of a line and it's just grazed through there. It's barely onto the paint layer, it's kind of through the varnish layer itself. So again, on the inspection down inside here, no drama in there to report. There's a slight knock in the back of the seat post, but it's a double walled seat post, so I'm not too concerned about that. It's a very lightweight chip. Cranks are good, bottom bracket seems good. There we go, complete teardown. I'll message the customer now and we'll go from there. But hopefully, I mean, price wise, we're probably just looking at a new front hub. I would rather a whole new set of spokes. We've only got 3 that are really written off, but I'd rather a whole new set of spokes to rebuild the rim up and go from there. We'll rebuild the bike. Okay, that's it, finished. So I rebuilt onto a Halo hub. That's the only one I could find on short notice. It's not silver like the back one, but we're going to the same spokes, the Sapins. Sapin, how you would say Sapin. I don't have any tub glue yet. It's supposed to arrive tomorrow, but tomorrow is my last day, so I've already informed the customer. It might not have a front tub fitted, but the customer is still recovering from the crash, so not the end of the world. New handlebars supplied by the customer look pretty sick and fast. I don't really do many track bikes, so knowing how to tape these, I've just kind of went with my kind of rough best guess. Finishing the bar tape up here by choice. I've finished them down here in the past on different bikes, and I can never really get the best finish on it. Like, you pull it really tight and stuff it in, but it still starts to recoil slightly, and then the bar end plug doesn't quite fit perfect. So I've chose to finish it up here. Insulation tape followed by, so this is wire loom tape. It's like a fabric tape from Cars. Every component was off the bike in the previous videos. Everything's back on now. Back wheel was in good condition. Front wheel, I'm happy with the build on that. The rim looked good inside. I used brand new Sapum washers in it as well. Went with alloy nipples on this one. Again, short notice, couldn't get brass nipples quite as long because of the deep section of the carbon here. It's quite a thick bit of carbon, and the washer, it had to be, I think it was 12 or 14 mil, can't remember. It had to be deep nipples. I couldn't quite get the brass in time. But as it is a track bike, it's not seen the elements. It's not going to get salt corrosion on it as much, so the alloy nipples will last a lot longer on this kind of wheel build than previously. Yeah, there we go. Nice bike build.